you doing? this stuff? Did you ever read any of this stuff here?
Nah, my class is quite a bit though.
15 on bank steps. Everybody has an origin. Mine starts at age 15. Perched upon the Ave like some beatnik hood owl. Trying to be different by doing it up like a pubescent Bukowski, like a Lone Ranger Kerouac. I cut my teeth on that street, bucking curfew in favor of whatever it is the night sky inspires in me still. I'll die famous in 27 then, and I still feel like that can happen. Platforms and stoops and excitement still feeds creative energy, so I can maybe, possibly, return to 27 from 30 plus if the pie in the sky dreams had way back on those bank steps ever come true. I still feel like that kid all the time, despite doubling his age. Feel that angsty never gonna change. I'm still doing this. I will never grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. SBD 610. A rage that I am afraid of. Something in me factory sealed for freshness. Aged in old forgotten grudges and buried deep in my wine cellar psyche. Something hideous living in my spinal column that snakes up to my brain at the first sense of possible release. But I keep it all at peace, or at least I'm trying. Man, am I trying. Eating in whatever it may be till my stomach's green. I want to scream at every last earthling. I want my scream to puncture and penetrate. I want to let things go. But man, I'm afraid of a fire that will burn for days, of armor-penetrating shrapnel, of civilian casualties. Afraid that if I light that second wick, the candle will melt much too quick. Wild grapes grow all through the hills and valleys. This was all vineyard once, hillsides of vines. Now they exist to feed countless critters, clinging to recent ruins, dotted all throughout new growth woods that divide neighborhoods, limestone crumbling once walls, and long forgotten ghosts of long forgotten residents that probably worked growing the wine grapes that first gave meaningfulness to this place, not counting the natives. A legacy overlooked every day in favor of imported transient pork and breweries that lack any local wheat fields. We could have been the winery of America. You know, we were once the gateway to the West. Now what are we? A past with no present presence, a city lost without cohesive history, gaps in a relatively short record, like a small town worth of long abandoned foundations, being slowly reclaimed by the earth underneath and covered with wild grapes. Trophies for last place, and a holiday for every weekend. A taste of this and that, of Italy and Ireland and Asia and Germany and every township in the county. And 3 collective miles of portable toilets, strategically positioned throughout each event, because there is going to be a lot of poop. Hooray for whatever we're celebrating this weekend. Whichever one of the 30 different Woodstocks or week-long music festivals that exist only so the hippest of hipsters can congratulate each other on how indie they are. You know, it's happy hour somewhere. Why not party all day, every day? Devalue the weekend. Devalue the weekend like we have Thanksgiving and New Year's. A 5K for the common cold. And we'll even give trophies for last place. Because we're all winners here. And we're all hungry. And what represents your heritage better than pizza or sauerkraut or General Tso's and endless flowing barrels of refreshing, ice-cold, domestically brewed and nationally brand recognized alcoholic beverages? It's the great dumb down, Charlie Brown. A symptom of the universe, if there ever was one. Mass anesthesia to keep us all content with our collective mediocrities, our forfeit potential, our day job that doesn't pay very well but kind of has benefits, so we stay on in fear of nothing better. It makes us feel important, like Wheel of Fortune makes us feel smart. Wow, you can spell? Dwindling returns in a world of beige and pastels. They and the muted grays of limestone concrete. We accept less and we get less, and we accept less and we get less, and on and on and on, till we hit that lowest common cultural denominator, where your race is what food you eat, and we are all qualifying for the Special Olympics. We are all different. Remember that. Don't dwell on it. We are not supposed to like everything. Don't be stupid. Eszpebea, if you're looking for me, look me up. I'm not too hard to find. Easily available 24/7, 365. I'll see you soon. So alone, sometimes it's cliched. Sometimes the hermit has its way, and I do my best to hide my shame. So alone, it's cliched. Sometimes the hermit has its way, and I do my best to hide my shame. Still, but, I still feel so absolutely alone. Oh, woe is me, pity party. But truthfully, honestly, I'm telling no lie. Cry for help all you want. Nobody can hear you, even if you scream. I know. I'm on a first-name basis with loneliness. We go way back. I'm afraid of insanity, the ghost always right out of sight, so tantalizing and frustrating. And I'm just saying, I don't want to be going crazy, but I am so alone. I've started spending more time at home, hiding. Disconnectivity. If I had a port to plug into, I would reconnect, dump all this backlogged emotions on deserving recipients. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just alone. I'm tired of being so. A path from where you start to the finish. A line divided by increments of time to make it feel as if you are going somewhere. A reason to live, to stay alive. I've got somewhere to go, somewhere to be right now. Somewhere better than this. Always somewhere better. Doing something important with important people. On a ladder, going up it. I'm going to get better if I keep telling myself this. If I believe it enough, it'll come true. And that'll be my line. Don't stop now. Keep on keeping on. Continue on. Don't stop moving, because it won't stop for you. A line, not a straight line, between here and there. Always waiting, already written, and ever existing since the Big Bang was big. Since things got moving. I couldn't sit still if I wanted to. Hurtling through space, I make waves without moving. In ways, big loopy paths cutting across galaxies. I'm sorry, Mr. Frost. There is no path less traveled. Just the path you are on, the same as lies before you. Even if I knew what was next, I wouldn't want to. What's more human than pretending we're important? like we're the ones who dug the ruts we've only just come upon, that our free will shapes destiny. What's more human than the possibility of choice, or randomness, or chance, or luck? What else is there to live for? The road travels on, my friends, paved into infinity and absolutely zero off-ramps. Just cars changing lanes. No detours, no stoplights, no forks. A path carved by the atomic cosmic. A life, each lifeline, molded by universal forces. And so what? Big whoop. It's like a big unsecret, purposely forgotten in every action, to keep on a path we could never fall off of. If a circle is infinite, without beginning or end, and a circle also represents zero, nothing, does that possibly mean that nothing is infinite? That nothing has no beginning and no end? Start here. Continue on. Gather letters into words, into phrases, into sentences, into paragraphs, into chapters, into books, and disseminate them into conversations all over the world. Tonight, let's make love happen. Change the pace of talking and forget sticking to the letter of the word. Subject one another to new rules of engagement. Talk to me here. I'm waiting for a response, getting lost in ramble. I need some kind of sign, something to confirm I'm not speaking to bricks alone. Something even if it's only writing on the wall. I just want to be here from you. Here I am. Foam bursting from aluminum cans, screams of ecstatic fans, and the pounding of their hands, happy to show that they are alive. But this is no life for man or men or women. No matter the attraction we're given, we all gravitate, fall, spiral, end. Not just you, my friend. Thank you, whoever you were. Cincinnati by twilight. False starts and looming finish lines. What was the point or purpose? How much more is left? Friends join in, makes getting there easier, and it simply cannot be forced. It doesn't work that way. Sweat, sweet with midday summer sun. Skin burns red to blister. It permits no resistance. Insistent on shining, eyes squint for shadow, all too rare in this lonely atmosphere. Rarer breezes blow to tease relief, but all this provides view beyond belief. The city erupts in the sun's rays, reflecting infinite daily cloud play off glassy-faced behemoths. Every ripple sparkles diamond waves, and sometimes this place doesn't seem so bleak. I should go fishing later. The home stretch. Only a couple more left. Not enough to fill a book. I'm glad you took a look. Some spectrum of emotion provided deep introspection. Let me get off of my chest an enormous mess of a mind. You see yourself in me. Well, I'm not healthy. I thought I made that abundantly clear. Flawed in the eyes of God. And if you don't believe in God, then just plain flawed. And maybe I was paying too close attention to that part of the sermon. But isn't that the problem? That I, we, me, you, they all feel less than perfect? Who made that doctrine up? I'm good enough. Wordplay. A play on words that trends to be absurd, but placates the herd. And have you heard the latest word? Seems we're pulling apart at the seams, like a fault in the earth, or a cut that bleeds. play on words that tends to be absurd, but placates the herd. And have you heard the latest word? It seems that we're pulling apart at the seams, like a fault in the earth, or a cut that bleeds blood. Flesh is wood, splintering, but wood goes to dirt, like all good carbon things, becomes one and turns green, returns to more worldly things, and leaves flowery prose petals, similar to similes. What does it matter? What matter takes to these words? Even just horsing around, they would have their life. Ever meaningless, they still have meaning. 3 billion years it took to put carbon to Earth. 3 billion years spent decaying all those greeneries, all those dinosaurs, all of that poo. 3 billion years of pulling all of it out of the atmosphere, leaves scrubbing oxygen clean, building building blocks for sustainable life. 3 billion years of pressure, pressing down and squeezing out and changing stalks and trees and bones and things into a black burning, industry running machine essentials. 3 billion years bringing the temperature down in this room to somewhere comfortable for the non-reptilian. 3 billion years sliding underneath the dirt, birthing mountains and bedrock, and hiding far from the regular reach of most mortal beings. 3 billion years burnt in 150, 200 tops. 3 billion years powers your indoor comfort, your temporary respites, your hundreds of millions or thousands of street lights, illuminating your neighborhood at the cost of suburban stars. 3 billion years gone by, gone in a relative blink of the eye, just so I can drive to Columbus on any given day. 3 billion years thrown back in the air, burning holes in the sky, trapping the sun inside. 3 billion years, and we still need more time. The feeling of eyes that see insanity in this. No method, just mental, challenging but simple. When we discovered, recoiled, frightened of their own unfavorable possibilities. Snug beneath the blankets, warm behind cold facades feigning faux faces, and all too ready to put you through your paces, put you right in your place. Quick to cripple with judgmental whims, lashing out at any unfamiliar feeling felt by anyone but themselves. These eyes, and the bodies in which they reside, haunt mine with frustration, hunting for my fatal flaw that will finally make me fall. Well, I'm learning to forgive you. Burning in the midnight sun, on the other side of the world tonight, it's bright. Tossing and turning to the whims of a jet stream, steam heat from the other side of the world tonight. Who wants to be a cement sidewalk, stuck to the earth and waiting to crumble, waiting for the sun to rise in the western skies one more time? How can you sit in one place for so long and not die, knowing it's bright on the other side of the world tonight? Somehow, someway, we'll all make like storm molecules. Racing for the sun, we'll evaporate up out of this ocean and climb towards the stars, only to find ourselves condescending when the sun reaches back around to the other side of the world tonight. Something in me makes me want to leave this atmosphere, turn into a satellite. I'm sunken ship. I'm staring up through thousands of feet of ocean, slowly becoming deformed by crushing pressures. It's midnight or so, I'm told. It's the time where days change places, and I'm stuck in the cold part of the pond, where the blue turns to black, where it gets hard to breathe, and it's the farthest place to be from the other side of the world tonight. Rocket ship, come save me. Take me out beyond the seven spheres, Atmos and Stratos and whatnot, up beyond earthly gravity's reach, where soul reigns beyond need for days, and it matters not what happens on the other side of the world tonight. This is new graffiti, flowing of thought. This is new graffiti, flow of thought-made art, outlaw poetry, never to touch paper save for photos and books. This is meant for the adventurous, the daily travelers, the betrodden foot-bound wanderers. This will not last, and maybe isn't meant to. Hands and rain and oil and friction will wash away that what they do. Still, this is for you, the eyes sliding lengthwise to read what's here. Not massive media, not social in nature. This is our rebellion. You join me with your patience. This is a new medium. This is new graffiti. I can't get her out of my mind, and believe me, I've tried. No other eyes sing me sweet flirtations. No other lips at all will do. I feel real electric shock from her tongue. She blows my mind. I love her. Simple. I love her. Much like a ball of pure kinetic rubber, prone to bouncing around, I am jumping back up off the ground, trying to regain a head start. Run on, sentence. And never when the rules say there are no limits on expression. I'm gonna make this one about everything. Bounce around despite the straight line, gang up on my straight thoughts and put them where they ought to be. Too bad my brain feels empty. Ironic comedy is my favorite comedy. Most common and more real than regular jokes. The kind of funny that makes it hurt to laugh. That's the way it goes. Probably the way it's supposed to go. Little snippets of this and that, of pieces of things, the joke of my own, a plague of distractions, loose ends for lucidity, never making any sense when that's the only point. Ironic comedy, my favorite comedy. Circles and BS, I lose where I'm at. It seems like a ramble, but it all makes sense. And it's funny because it falls back into itself. And by the end, you understand it too. And it sounds really deep, but it's not. It's just a ramble. Compulsion to write this way. Embarrassed by my own self-loathing admiration. Trying to hide it, never really doing so. Ironic comedy. My favorite comedy. Trying to be different, like so many others. Ironic comedy, circles and BS. Self-deprecation that strokes the ego. List of examples. Keep a straight face. Moments of lucidity. Circles and BS. Fixations on things that affect nothing. I could kill millions with the energy I spent on word games and numbers and messing my mind with word games and numbers and circles and BS and things that might not be ironic but tragic. And hot damn, it's funny, but it's nothing that changes nothing. Just circles and BS. Ironic comedy, my favorite comedy. You can't solve the problem, but you keep on trying. You try to turn your head, but the words have started rhyming. And as attractive as the flow is more attracting than just lying, it's just a fixation on patterns and lists and circles and BS and self-loving alliteration and themes that are barely there in little snippets of pieces of things. Ironic comedy, my favorite comedy. It's funny. It's just a ramble with an abrupt, out-of-place, loose ending. Freedom, son! The children of freedom, of free love, of freedom fighters and free thinkers, of free thought, the offspring side effect of the revolutions. Freedom to believe in free will. You know, whatever doesn't kill you, right? It's Independence Day, and I do feel free. American, cheesy, out alone past rules, way past curfew, past the beige and prison grays and slitted windows. This all feels less jail-like. I've got freedoms out here, not privileges, freedoms. I insist on expressing. Had an uncle I never met, died in Vietnam, a shrapnel-sized head wound. So we've paid our price, my family. Our dues ain't up for at least 2 generations. Counting Grandpa and Anzio in 44. Shucks, man, we prepaid up to my own great-grandchildren. And I spend that freedom like insanity, 'cause I know what it is worth. I'm a free man, relatively, in the age of mass market, free to think what I please, so as long as no one sees. As I write these very words, I'm becoming even freer, unlocking cellar mine shafts, thought buried. I'm spreading freedom like love, like magic, like a ninja, seed that will grow a life of its own. I'm not granting or promising anything. I'm just celebrating independence. I'm wanting you to celebrate with me. It's actually reason for a festival. So let's drink a beer, have a good time, and forget life's little oppressions. Let's blow some stuff up. Boom goes your consciousness. Boom goes your mind. Blowing from the get-go. Welcome home, friends. What have we learned? What have I changed? Life's little questions. A quarter mile of words. Is that sufficient for the lesson? Was this? Hell, what was this? A snippet of myself, nothing more. This was everything I could think of offhand. This sun and the moon and the stars and the planets, brain waves and river waves and celestial waves lapping at the shores of infinity. I tell you, it's the little 8-year-old boy that is my flesh and blood, that loves wrestling and cartoons. That is so shy he only spoke a dozen words to my own father. This is his and yours and whoever else's, but this is certainly more his. This is the cry of a thoroughly modern man, not the last. The frustrations of an atheist, evolutionist, humanist, philosophical hypocrite, left-handed liberal, working class, overweight, white guy with male pattern baldness and a tendency to get lost in thought. Or if you dissect me and cut me open, you'll see I'm not lying. It's tattooed in every molecule. This is me, for good or for bad. If it was confusing, it was because I was confused. If it was an emotion, it's because I was corresponding emotion. If you liked it, you did. If you didn't, you never made it here. A portrait in words, cleverly arranged, and I've saved the glossy 8x10 prints for last. Rock on! Deeper and deeper still. I'm going to drop the deep stuff, the pretentious pretense, the precious analogies, similes and metaphors, comparisons, the alliterative lists just on last time. And maybe there will be no labels to put on this, no easily definable genre to file away in. I want to give transcendence. It's a complex I have. I want to give it to you. Change the world at a growing pace. I want to do all this, but I don't know how. So I'm trying this out, spreading my story, my goals, my dreams. All these things I've learned from success and failure. Everything that is me. Hope it inspires and maybe help myself figure out why I want to do this in the first place. Now wrap it up, son. Close the deal. Get to the end already. You've had your fun. Now shake hands, say goodbye, and give your thanks. Take a bow and disappear stage left. Exit even. Believe you did good and hope you've expressed the immensity properly. Don't worry on what parts you left out, like Jello's story and how much you desperately miss her. 5 years removed. There isn't enough space left here. to fill in those gaping holes spotted throughout your childhood memories. Leave them with something positive, something to let them know of, reminds them of silver linings and pots of gold and getting the girl in the end. Ain't nobody gonna like all of it. Some of it's for sure junk. But take pride in what you've made. Spread the love. Spread the magic of the universe, the glue of atoms and the electricity of thought, the pure order from seeming chaos. It's the love you're always talking about. It's the begin all, end all, is all energy that you can describe however you want, but never capture it fully. It's the magic, y'all. It's the real deal stuff. It's the magic of the universe slowly expanding and coalescing in ways you have hardly begun to understand, much less put to words. But you tried, and you keep on trying, and you'll keep on keeping on, filling in whole, empty spaces, putting together wonderful wordplay, lamenting love's lost and loves and loneliness, offering up your deepest, innermost self-analyzations, beating yourself up and bringing you back down, giving words to this city habitat. You'll keep trying to describe life to its fullest, but you'll never get it all, even if you go the whole length. Thank you for reading all this. If you haven't, start at the other end and rock on. If you like this, more will be coming soon. Keep your eyes open and visit my friend Eszpebea on Facebook for more info. The whole length is what this is called. Enjoy.